They can be in this at any moment. They just gotta up their mental game, let their talent speak.
Amazing placement. What a shot.
A Yahtzee overhead.
Aspect of mental toughness here that's just different.
I like the body language of all four players.
Oh, look at that shot! Great hands from Kiro.
Hello, and welcome to the 2023-2024 APTA Tour, presented by Volley. We are live from the Larendale Club in Ruxton, Maryland, bringing you the Baltimore Open, which is the third stop on the 2023-2024 APTA Tour, with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors Volley and Fusion, and local sponsors, title sponsor T. Rowe Price, Stiefel, and Maury Donnelly and Parr. My name is Steve Sullivan, alongside Graham Boyce, and we're bringing you the match between Alvi Regalado, Jose Salazar Martin against Tommy Gregurovic and Tin Ostojic. And as you look at the screen in the near court, in the orange is Regalado, and his partner in the deuce side is Salazar Martin. And on the opposite side we have Tommy Gregurovic, who's playing the deuce side, or no, he's playing the ad side, like with his partner Tin in the deuce side without the hat. So Graham, welcome to the broadcast and looking forward to a very exciting match today.
Yeah, Steve, it's great to be here. It's been a wonderful day of paddle here in Larendale. It is hot. It's got to be, over 80 today. Ball is flying. Lots of different strategies, lots of different ideas on how to win. But one is this athleticism and endurance has certainly played a part today.
Absolutely. I think we had about 85 degrees. We had, in the quarterfinals, cramping on one court and a heat exhaustion on another court. Neither of those teams are here, but this is a day of endurance and certainly athleticism, which this should be an exciting matchup.
And it's nice the sun is going down, so it's definitely going to be easier to see. Plus, it's definitely not. Here we go.
So Regalado is starting the match at the net with Jose Salazar Martin serving in the white and the black.
15 all.
That's a good shot.
16-30.
See how long everybody kind of takes to feel this out. Yep, there you go.
Last night in the women's semifinal match, I think we lost about 20 degrees from the heat of the day to the coolness of a fall night, so I'm expecting this match may have a few different changes in style and approach.
Definitely. And both these guys swing with a lot of western, a lot of topspin, a lot of hard shots.
40-30.
May have played an out ball there.
Smart was coming right at him. Great catch.
Regalado went for the up and down, and I think this is going to be a test of patience, but when they get the shot, I think the athleticism of the day is going to try and shorten some points here, I would suspect.
But when we watched Regalado and Salazar play in the quarters, they really played a very patient game. Great lobs, really kind of dismantled some of the real hard shots in their opponents. I did not get to watch the other quarter very well, so I'm excited to see these guys play. But they definitely, Salazar and Regalado definitely have some patience they've demonstrated. cannon.
Great point. So Gregurovic and Ostojic, they upset the #1 seeds at an alternate site rolling around this morning. So they are really riding a wave of offensive tennis. I think everyone who watched their matches earlier today saw a lot of power and a lot of offense. So it should be an interesting contrast here.
It was definitely on display with Ostojic's forehand on that last point.
Salazar Martin.
That's a cannon.
And this rolling forehand is probably the shot of the day that we've been seeing on just about every court. Really moving the ball, lots of spin, and not as many overheads as that sort of step back volley, but the swinger is the shot of the day, both in the women's final this morning and most of the men.
Yeah, those hard overheads from above or shoulder height are just not working. They're coming way off the screens, and the roller is becoming really effective.
I think we may have had a footfall call there.
Gregurovic, Ostojic.
Oh, really? Okay.
Back to deuce.
We were talking about that earlier. Do you know the rule for the footfall in a tournament? Is it the only the umpire can call it?
I believe the umpire has the final authority, but an opposing player likely has the right to sort of raise it to be considered.
We do. Okay.
But I think the umpire has to make the final judgment. Earlier today, probably in the morning, there was dew in the court. It was a nice fall morning, and there was probably a third of the matches I saw where underhand serves were in play, and about 30 minutes in, when the courts dried off and the heat came out, I think they started disappearing. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody deploys the underhand. The balls are really sitting up with the heat, and it's giving the returners an advantage. There's a lot of breaks that we've seen most of the day.
To your point, a lot of those serves weren't rollers. They were just kind of patty cake in.
Yep.
Oh, what a dig. Just a little long. Thought he had it.
Advantage, Regalado, Salazar Martin.
All right, well, back to the ad. This is their fourth or fifth ad. Just can't take any time off in this game.
Regalado, Salazar Martin.
All right, the first game, 5 deuces, 4 deuces. I think maybe it's setting the tone. I've seen a lot of momentum changes as well. There's been a number of 3-set matches. The women's final was a very quick set, one direction, and a very quick set, the second direction, and a battle in the third set. And a lot of the men's matches are really trying to figure out strategy, from how to use power, touches, a choice of spin more than anything else today. Really trying to move the ball off multiple screens. This is Tin Ostojic serving.
A lot of good flat overheads, good placement. Not a lot of rollers.
And there's the transition.
That was the hard overhead that created it.
I think this is going to be the, and there's the bell, or the nick as many call it, but this is going to be the theme of the day, transitions and multiple transitions within the same point, hitting through the net players and trading places, so to speak. So we've started out as we've seen most of the day. That's a great dig.
Can't lose sight, it's their fourth match, and it has been hot. Wonder how the conditioning is going to pay off in the long run if we keep going at this pace.
30 low. Football.
Oh,
Second football call.
30-15.
Trying to keep an eye on it. I can't see, is he turning his foot or is he jumping in the court? Turn his foot there, so.
So I think you called it. This team of Gregurovic and Ostojic are really sort of placing the volley, and the other team are using the roller. So it's certainly a contrast in style. And then there's the transition. There's the roller. Just long. Yep, you can see Regalado really trying to figure out his footing in that corner. Move forward, stay back, and really trying to predict the spin off the screens, which has today been quite unpredictable. And there's a quick transition. Tommy Gregurovic is wearing the hat in the ad side on the black and black on the near side, and what I was about to say was the forehand's the weapon, and there was one right there. This is the shot that we've been sort of hearing from courts away all day. Let's see it.
It's the push overhead right in the middle. Oh, it's a cannon. That's the first transition we've seen on an over or a lob. There's been a lot of drive transitions. Just in general, watching the tournament, a lot of teams have struggled to try and kind of get their good lob depth. It's been hard with the heat. It's been hard to find a consistent depth on it.
Well, there's Gregurovic with the roller, so they're gonna mix it up too, trying to find their footing of which ball is gonna give them more opportunity. Good communication, both teams predicting the nick, really trying to make sure their partner's set up to help. Good communication.
Just a good, consistent battle. Over trying.
And here we go. I think this is the fourth transition.
Wow,
What a point. And I can tell you can see off to the right side of our screengram, and there's the crowd in the stands. Quite the atmosphere at the Larendale Club. Last night for the women's semifinals, and tonight we had a few hundred people both under the tent eating and really enjoying what is, for the first time in a while, some top-level national talent coming to Baltimore.
And just a huge kudos to the Larendale Club for all they've done. They've just put on a great spread, so welcoming. It's just been a wonderful event for Baltimore paddle. It's great to have the APTA here.
So Regalado slowing the serve down, just sort of putting it in and starting the point, and very quickly losing position for net.
40 low.
See the short overhead miss very often.
So Gregurovic with the hat in the ad side really has the ground strokes there.
That was quite an exchange there at the net.
And here we go, one more transition. Patient restart to the point.
Wow.
And Well, the kill shot,
What an amazing get.
that's top level paddle right there. So the kill shot, and I think Gregurovic was doing his best not to touch the net. It looked like he stayed off it, and here's the replay right here. That's the just absolute devastating cutter. And I
look at him
don't,
stay away
I
from the
don't think
net.
he hit it.
He didn't.
Salazar Martin really stayed with it and just sort of focused on the shot to the open court.
It's been great. I mean, I think both of these teams have really come out very settled, very comfortable. You know, we've watched a lot of these matches in the heat where people are taking some time to get their settle into things and trying different things, and they've come right out of the gate, both teams, and really very comfortable with the way they're playing, very comfortable playing each other. The kill shots don't seem to be working today.
I tell you what, the beauty of winter paddle is the drop shot, and that shot is really an impossible mission today. The balls are bouncing high, and as we've seen, it's really tough to hit a winner even on a kill shot.
You don't see, no one's really trying it. That's the first one that we've seen in a while.
Good forehand by Ostojic. And quickly a new transition.
Great backhand through. Oh, gonna work? No.
Well, we're in our fourth game, and I think the highlight reel is starting to be populated. What a point and an unforced error at the end. Super unfortunate. Gregurovic was trying to reset,
And here we are. Gregurovic go underhanded. No. He's going overhanded.
yep, got the wind up ready.
I haven't seen many of those volleys be missed.
That's the one thing. Oh, he's going back and forth, underhand to overhand. That's the one thing that the top players, they don't really get phased by power. The ability to just sort of diffuse that power, a block volley is sort of second nature to these guys, and most of them have incredible tennis experience and really strong racket skills. But as you can see here, the big powers just sort of block back to keep the point going.
Well, and you know, they're also, the average paddle player doesn't like to let it go through. These guys are so fast. And the temperature too. Well, hit it out of the court. More than happy to let it just go through. If it's not in there, your picture frame, right? It's not in your picture frame, just let it go.
That was the first casualty of the heat, the overhead bouncing out of the court, which is something we've also seen too much today.
That serve got away from him.
15-40.
All right, break point.
Double break point. Great stab.
Charge. Volley. Reset again. And again.
And you can really hear constant communication.
Team Regalado Salazar, they lead the first set 3-1.
Someone had told me earlier today that Regalado and Salazar are maybe in year 2 of playing, and they certainly don't look like it.
No,
They look very comfortable, very confident with the game of paddle.
well, it's interesting. They have the racket skills for sure, but
Most
watching their earlier matches, they have everything else. They have the patience, they have the strategy. They're in no rush to win a point, which is typically the trap of a rackets player or a tennis player. So this is rather impressive, and I think I heard more than one person today predict these two teams could be a little bit of the national level challengers in the next couple of years. So this is new to the game, but potentially quick to rise as well.
And as you said, they have really developed all facets of the game very quickly.
15-all.
I think Alvi Regalado's out of the Orange Lawn Tennis Club in New Jersey, with Jose Salazar Martin out of the Stanwich Club up in Connecticut.
30-15.
And then Tommy Gregurovic is out of the Orient Beach Club in New York, and Tin Ostojic is out of the Stamford Yacht Club in Connecticut.
This is really Westchester County, New York, southern Connecticut, and all the way up through Boston. This is really the epicenter of some of the nation's best paddle. But we saw a number of regions represented from the Midwest to Western PA and Pittsburgh. So this is a great turnout, not just from the local sort of DC to Philadelphia wing of the paddle scene, but there's been quite an amazing turnout from other parts as well. So this is a fairly local match. I'm sure there's some club level competition that these four entertain in.
Volley is the official sponsor of Volley is the official sponsor of the APTA for the 2023-2024 season. Backed by cutting-edge technology, including its unique vision software, Volley is the innovator of the first AI-enabled racket sports training experience that simulates point play. By enabling players and pros to record sessions on the court, Volley also delivers off-the-court player analysis and support, all from your phone. It takes only a minute to sign up. Ask your pro about a Volley lesson today. For more information, visit getvolley.com.
So deuce point here. Let's see if we can. Oh, what a spot!
What a hit!
And the no look, but the ball was sort of medium pace right at the body, and not much that Ostojic could do there.
Yeah, he looked ready for it, but there's nothing he could do.
Okay, hold a serve, and Regalado and Salazar Martin seem to be taking a little bit of a lead here in the first set, but I would say it's early.
Game Regalado Salazar, they lead the first set 4-1.
So Graham, we mentioned Larendale, the host of the Baltimore Open this year, and the inaugural event. I would say, you know, I participate in paddle at a local club, the Roll and Run Club, but Larendale is really the epicenter of Baltimore paddle. I think from the perspective of having the most courts, the most participation, hosting a number of APTA events, from PTI level events, Maryland State events. I think the Mixed Nationals may have been hosted at Larendale in the past. This is really where most of the leagues in Baltimore come together and sort of celebrate this game.
It's definitely the heart of Baltimore paddle. League finals are all here. Larendale is always very welcoming and just really a part of the center, really, of the whole community. 7 courts, I think we have.
Seven courts, and I think the growth of the game in Baltimore has been quite impressive. And if I'm not mistaken, we have 3 clubs and 6 or 7 more paddle courts sort of in discussion from different expansion projects. So it's an on-demand sport, and most of the clubs are really generating completely different winter activity that's not only a great game, but sort of a great participation sport for sure. And it's just going up.
Ostojic is serving, and you know this is a big hole. It's a big game. It's still obviously early in the match, but you really don't want to go down 5-1.
The
30-all.
traditional, I'm sorry, not sorry, but I think they'll take it. It's a 30-all game, and I think every point for these two getting back on track.
What's a great charge by Regalado.
What a move.
30-40.
Big serve with the block.
Yeah, Ostojic has not only a lot of cut, but he's got incredible placement power in that serve.
A lot of transition going on here.
Regalado is everywhere.
Yeah, and Bob. Now we're reset.
And here we go.
I have yet to see that hard overhead work just about anybody.
Big point for Ostojic and Gregurovic. This is a game they're really needing to get back on track.
Advantage, Regalado,
Salazar with a great
Salazar.
forehand. Traveling halfway across the court to hit it.
This is add out. Big serve.
Deuce. Football.
So we are at deuce, and that's another football called on
Advantage,
third one.
Regalado, Salazar.
Ostojic. Yeah, I think is his third?
I think it's the third one called. Ostojic.
Team Regalado, Salazar. They lead the first set 5-1.
Wow, it does not really seem to be that lopsided in the play.
It doesn't.
On the score, though, obviously 5-1 is a pretty lopsided first set.
You know, Regalado and Salazar Martin seem to have the perfect combination of power and really big ground strokes when they need it.
Confusion
A
there.
little bump there.
Great serve.
But they really have the patience. And I think they've brought both aspects of the game where Gregurovic and Ostojic really need to find something that's going to work. And
Oh my goodness, that was one of the biggest backhands I've ever seen in my
that,
life.
that ground stroke,
Holy cow.
there was a sorry not sorry there, but here's another look at this, what was a fairly decent serve.
Look at that
Serve goes
step.
wide and he just leans in. That's as big a backhand as you'll see.
Wow. Now I wonder if Salazar's thinking about it next time he serves.
15-30.
I guess it's Regalado serving.
Regalado's serving, and let's see if he does a repeat here. Same serve, same backhand. Wow. But Regalado is everywhere. The athleticism is impressive.
30-all.
He went from a transition back to the net in about 4 steps.
And he's doing it a lot. He is challenging and charging a ton.
30-40.
And it's working almost every time.
All right, break point.
There we go. That's getting that lob a little bit deeper. They were getting pretty short there.
Good communication, great coverage, knowing where the ball's coming and covering your partner.
They are doing, Regalado and Salazar are doing a great mix of just push overheads, hard overheads, cuts, rollers. They're just mixing everything up, and they're just seem to be hitting the right shot at the right time, every time.
And there's the up and down, and they're going to pay for it. And Salazar Martin going to work that roller in the corner. Ball came off Ostojic's pad a little hard. And that's the heat really pushing that just a little bit too long.
acrobatics there.
The movement's impressive, and I think his feet just got a little bit stuck underneath him. We have quite a grid on the court, and we're going to watch it again here, but this is incredible defense, really just defending that corner. And here's the big cut.
And I mean,
Gregurovic
3
pulled
steps,
it back.
he's right there.
Oh, I think he was looking for the tweener. I think he saw it coming at him, and the leg court threw him off. Great point.
We're at deuce, guys. Deuce.
Back to deuce.
Back to deuce. Martin had that was some nasty spin on that side screen. Did you see how fast that thing dropped down?
Well, Gregurovic, I think he made the right move. He just needs to execute that. But here's a set point we have. Regalado serving.
We're in it. He's still in. I thought the point was over. He's back in. Reset. And they went from thinking the point was over to winning the set. All in about 30 seconds.
There's the first set, 6-1, and we will be right back in just a moment after these messages right here in the APTA YouTube channel presented by My Paddle.
You can't buy great conversations or moments that matter, but you can invest in them. At T. Rowe Price, our strategic investing approach can help you build the future you imagine. T. Rowe Price, invest with confidence.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Larendale Club, bringing you the Baltimore Open. This is a semifinal match between Alvi Regalado and Jose Salazar Martin against Tommy Gregurovic and Tin Ostojic. And it was, Graham, you know, it was a quick first set, but I think we saw a lot of talent, a lot of skill, and I sense maybe a little fatigue by one of the teams, but this has been a long day of hot paddle, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I think if you're just joining us and seeing a 6-1, you might think that it was a kind of an overwhelming first set. And I really don't think it was that. It was a couple key points that really made the difference. It came out of the gate. Both teams seemed very settled and ready to play. And Regalado and Salazar Martin just seemed to have, winning points when they need to. Playing very consistent paddle. So we've got Regalado in the orange and the hat on backwards with Salazar Martin in white playing the deuce court. And then Tommy Gregurovic is in the ad court. He used to be wearing a hat, so we can't say that anymore. He's also in black. And then Tin Ostojic is also in black playing deuce court, but he's got the Nike shirt on. So you can see the little white there. That's the way you can tell them apart. There.
It's one of the best shots we saw. That backhand return from Gregurovic in the ad court, pretty impressive. This is, another huge forehand. Huge forehand from Ostojic. This is what we saw earlier today, the quarterfinals. I heard more than one thump from a couple courts away that was, I think, a paddle and a body. So this is firepower that we maybe see a little more prominently in the second set.
Boy, that's some of the hardest shots I've ever seen.
And a little bit of a loss of concentration. There's one thing we know about paddle, that momentum is a thing, and just when you feel like you're confidently rolling, the tides turn. And that was a a bit of a loss of concentration for Regalado and Salazar Martin.
You know, before you even blink, you don't even realize it. The momentum can easily shift.
But I would say, whether it's the underhand serve or even the hard serve coming off the screen, the returner has had the advantage. So even though we call that a break of serve, this has been the story of the day. Returners definitely have the choice. And big returns are something that I like that they keep saying. There's another one.
It really has not been a friendly day for servers. And we'll see if anybody goes to the old push serve that we've been seeing a lot of in other matches. Gregurovic and Ostojic, what do you think you need to do in this second set?
Well, they clearly need some momentum. Their quarterfinal match was one of the hardest fought matches, and they won a match.
2 tiebreakers.
Where the head of rackets here at the Larendale Club, Nobu Tanaka, really was succumbed to some difficult cramping. But that match was incredibly athletic, and while they made it out alive, this is something that you can maybe see a little bit of weakness in their legs, but I think they need a little bit of momentum and some adrenaline to get them back in this. And that's just the heat right there. The ball's really tough to control.
12-15.
But a good first point. Ostojic serving to the ad court to Regalado.
He was right there. I really have not seen that hard rolling overhead be successful really at all today. That's one of the few times it has really worked. We've got Salazar Martin was standing right in the center line, anticipating the big serve. And
so
Ostojic moved it away from him and missed.
Yeah, I think Ostojic was the one who had a couple football challenges in the first set, but I think it's that front foot, his toe box is moving a little bit, but I tell you, he's got a lot of cut on that serve. Boy, look at that.
A lot of cut on that shot.
He's just got that natural swing across the ball, and he may have found something there. Yep,
So
there it
is. It's the turn. He's
Yep.
turning that left foot just slightly, and it's getting the line.
That might be well, his partner wants to know more about it than he does, but it's he's coming across the line a little bit, and I think you can see him about an inch behind the line now, which is really the right thing to do.
It's just a slight little turn he's got on that left foot, but it's enough. That's 4 football.
Yep, we have a break point to sort of return the favor here. Big point for Gregurovic and Ostojic. Okay, back to deuce.
That was a good change of pace on that one. Salazar Martin was looking for a harder overhead. Got ahead of it.
Advantage, Regalado, Salazar.
Let's see that foot. Stayed still there.
Sorry, perdóname, sorry.
Alrighty.
Regalado, Salazar, second set is tied 1-1.
Regalado just clipped Gregurovic with that chip volley.
Well, this
Break.
is
So we've got
close.
1-all.
Close contact, and this is a consequence that both teams are going to be exposed to some strong ground strokes, and getting hit periodically is unfortunately part of the game, but you could see a really friendly, almost a chuckle afterwards. This is something these guys are used to.
Regalado's really, he's charging the net a ton.
Yeah, he's looking for that. That's the one. The up and down, they're really looking to take advantage of it, but he hasn't had too many chances. Just sucked into the corner. Great shot.
12-15.
It only takes Regalado 2 or 3 sets, it seems like, to get in there. He can do it awful fast.
I think we've lost about 10 degrees. It's still 75 degrees here in Ruxton, Maryland, but I think we hit the mid to upper 80s earlier today, so the coolness is going to help probably their stamina and their fitness, but the ball's going to be moving.
There's a big serve. Good cut serve across. Nice return.
There it is.
Yes, that move is fantastic. Watching some of the other matches today and talking with other people about kind of the economy of motion, and that's not necessarily the fact on this one. A lot of movement, a lot of footwork.
This is pure athleticism.
It
And
really is, isn't it?
people say that paddle's a game of
Well, that stayed in.
errors and not a game of winners. And we've seen a couple patient points here in the last couple, but a little bit of a letdown at the end. Salazar Martin just rolled that backhand to the top of the net.
I think it was Gregurovic's shot, almost went out. Hit the top bar, it looked like.
30 all.
Regalado's got excitement. Oh, maybe a little too excited.
30, 40.
Oh, that's a great eye.
Yep, just
Told his
missed.
told his partner to back off it. Missed by an inch. There's the transition.
Advantage Regalado Salazar.
He thought it was going to be out. Came down. It was
Yep.
looked like a little bit of a miss hit.
Yeah, I think it was that high ball,
Sounded like
shoulder
it too.
high, let it fly, right? And I think he let it go through, and
Shoulder high, let it fly.
the little bit of shank there brought it back into the court.
It's a great paddle advantage.
All right, so we're back to deuce. I'd say this is a pivotal moment for Gregurovic and Ostojic. They need to slow the match down, see if they can get Regalado's athleticism out of the match a little bit, but that's easier said than done.
It would certainly help if they could hit overheads that would keep Regalado and Salazar Martin on the baseline, not let him come up to the service line. Like
That's
they
gonna
just
be
did,
trouble. That's
right?
trouble.
Right? That overhead lets Salazar Martin come right to the service line.
Advantage Regalado
They're going to lose that
Salazar.
point every time. No, not every time, but a lot. It's a great hold.
Team Regalado Salazar, they lead the second set, 3-1.
So here we go with a replay. You'll notice the unique end to this point. He really got twisted. Ostojic really got his hands behind him when he tried to make that move, and boy, Salazar Martin made him pay.
Well, I think he was looking for the big forehand, and they did a great job of just getting a little bit off the pace, confused him, and the opportunity created itself. I think that Salazar Martin and Regalado have done a great job of just mixing up different paces on their overheads, on their forehands. And they've really, that game is really what you need in this heat. You can't just bang it the whole time. And they've done a great job of hitting a multitude of different speeds.
All right. On serve, let's see if the team in black can sort of get back. Yeah, they're a little bit out of position. I think I see a little bit of, I don't know if that was a little bit of limping, but the serving team, boy, they look a little dejected. Let's see if they can get this back on track.
I would also just say that Gregurovic and Ostojic pretty sweaty. And Regalado and Salazar Martin look very dry. I'm sure that's not the case, but it just kind of looks like it from here.
Well, you can see they're in no rush. They're playing this nice, I don't know if we call back and push back in the corner. I think they realize they have a little bit of an advantage that they're going to maybe slow it down a little bit and wait for their opportunity. What hands?
What hands?
Regalado just retreated and then sort of stayed there for the swing volley.
Found his feet.
Yep.
And then hit it right back high. Nothing he could do.
That underhand serve is going to be. They ate it up.
Regalado's just, I mean, he is getting past that service line when they're starting at the baseline, and that is just really winning a lot of points. And frankly, I'm not sure what you can do different to stop it. They got one there, but they're winning, what, 80, 90% of the points when Regalado gets past the service line?
Oh, yeah. You can see, I'm not sure that was a unforced error, but the move by Regalado really threw him off. Gregurovic, I think he just saw that orange blob coming at him, and he overthought the volley. All right, 3 serving 1.
It's got to be the pink shoes.
The team in black is talking strategy. Ostojic to serve out of the Stanford Yacht Club.
Good return, pass through. This is where I think they need to find some patience. Just be willing to play a little bit longer here when they're up at net. I couldn't hear the call. Do you think it touched him? It didn't look like it to me, but
Really tough to see from this perspective. They're going to talk about it.
I believe the umpire said no, it did not. 15 love, it did not touch him. Good serve, right to the side screen, doesn't come off the back a whole lot.
Not the time for unforced errors.
Just lost a little bit of their concentration.
Yeah, they need to do whatever they can here to slow it down.
Ooh. Went for the kill.
Bit ambitious.
A bit ambitious, yes it was.
So it's interesting if you look at these two teams, the team in the lead, I think they certainly have the PTI advantage, but from a national team rank perspective, they're 71. And Gregurovic and Ostojic currently the 41st ranked team in the country, but I think the PTI differential is a bit swapped. So this is a team on the rise, Regalado and Salazar Martin.
Well, and they won the Sound Shore men's earlier, what was it, 3 weeks ago, which is always a big win. And Gregurovic and Ostojic 2 weeks ago at Mount Clair finished 11th. That was a high caliber tournament.
Big deuce point. Well, that's the third different shot Regalado's hit this point, from the push volley to the slash overhead to the roller. So this is keeping Gregurovic and Ostojic really thinking about how to come up with a plan.
And they're just he's just, those shots and that variation is minimizing their ability to do what they want to do. And it's very effective.
Advantage Regalado Salazar.
Advantage Regalado, Salazar Martin. This is that is a big hold to go 4-1. In collaboration with the APTA, Fusion is at the forefront of personalized gear and apparel. Backed by a team of seasoned industry experts, we provide exclusive access to high-end products from top-tier retail brands, all poised for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate branding. Our streamlined approach guarantees a hassle-free shopping experience, complemented by custom online storefronts and swift ordering. Visit gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion seamlessly weave your branding into elite merchandise.
Do we call this a must-win game, Graham?
It's a must-win game. It definitely is. You can't go down 5-1 and expect to come back in the seat, I don't think.
Not your third match of the day.
4-2, okay. 5-1, I don't think so. Oh, he almost had it. That was a crazy nick right there. Went all the way over to the side screen. I was just about to say that I didn't like that big windup, but it certainly worked.
So I just took a peek at the draw. And when you said third match of the day, it made me think this is actually the fourth match of the day for the Gregurovic and Ostojic, where Salazar, Martin, and Regalado had a bye. And I can tell you, in a day like today, we may have sort of uncovered one of the challenges for the team in black.
Yeah, and as you said, their last match was a long 3-setter, 2 tiebreakers, and it was a bit of a knockdown drag out. They took out the 1 seed right in the first round, so I imagine
In
that
the second round.
I
Yep,
imagine that
was
wasn't a really fast match either. I didn't see it. That's my guess.
That was a 3-3 match that
Oh, it was? Okay.
was at my home club, Roll and Run, and from what I heard, it was firepower against firepower. So that was a long 3-3 to start the day.
All right, good position here, 30-15.
Well, unforced errors is what you need if you're looking for an opening.
Watching that foot again, and it's close. He's turning it in.
All right, one more point for the hold. Let's see, 40-30. Look good there.
Yeah, it did
Look
look
good. This is the corner. They're going to go after Regalado and see if they can get something to change here. Boy, what incredible footwork and hands. That one that's a great point. And just what they needed. Big hold. We're going to look at this one again. I tell you, there was some digging by Regalado in that corner, and that's almost a no look over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder.
With a great cutter.
Great cutter.
Gregurovic just
Just
almost hit
there.
the kill shot.
All right, 4-2. Not sure we can call it on track yet, but it's certainly a move in the right direction. Gregurovic and Ostojic.
Well, it doesn't take much, so let's see if we have some momentum here. Love 15 starts, so that's what they wanted. And seen a couple unforced errors with Regalado and Salazar Martin in the last game, so let's see if they can get their focus back.
Oh, great move. What a volley. Great move.
Just
by
stayed.
Regalado. Oh, and he missed it.
That's a tough one to lose. I think they played the right point. They really slowed the point down. Great communication, making sure that forehand down the middle is really taking 60-65% of the court. You can see it there where Salazar Martin moves over, plays the forehand, allowing Regalado to sort of stay in place at the front position at the net.
Nothing hard. Moving it around. Good push there. Such a great pace. I really like the way they play the net.
I tell you, the last game and a half seems to feel a little bit different.
We've got Murphy and Ong 5-3 against Cohen and Heck in the other semi. It's a 1/4 cross on this.
Good communication. No point trying to reach for a ball you can't quite hit.
Sets, play.
Oh, and
What a
he
nick.
hits the bell, as we call it down here.
What a great shot. And it was just came right out of the angle. There was no way anybody was getting that one.
Nope. One of the most interesting things you see at this level is, I'd say, half or more of the nick. This level of play really knows where it's going. They can predict it. The non-sort of player on the side of the court moves into position, and that was just a straight shot back to the net.
Well, you know, the other thing they do so well too at this level is they shift, knowing that it's, you know, that it's likely to be there, and they will shift as a team up to cover all the probabilities. The average player doesn't do that. Played with many a partner who you call Nick and they just stand there.
That's right. It's really the anticipation, and I think Regalado is sort of back on track with his serve. So let's see what happens here. But this is going to be a tough 5-2 lead if they can hold.
Yeah, I knew that. I wondered if they were going to switch. They really like Regalado.
There's a.
Did that hit the net? I couldn't see. It was a great cut shot. And there seemed to be a little friendly banter between the two opponents. Acknowledging good shots.
Oh, Gregurovic really sort of, I think he thought about a couple different ways to hit that forehand, and unfortunately the last one wasn't the right thought. But all right, they're up against the wall, 5-2 down after losing the first set 6-1. So let's take another look at this. Boy, that's a bell right there, or the nick as we also call it. And
look at that. Great cut shot.
yeah,
Well below the net.
Gregurovic just watched it all the way through his paddle, and there's nothing the returner can do there.
All right. Big service for Tommy Gregurovic right here. Going in with this little slow roller to the deuce court. Salazar Martin hits the top of the net, rolls out. You know, you definitely have to think they must have just heard footsteps right there.
Yeah, I mean, the movement with Salazar Martin and Regalado is, it's more than threatening, I think. And there's another one. Regalado,
you're hearing the
Regalado
stops.
beat Gregurovic to the net as the returner, and that's just incredible athleticism. And here he comes.
There he comes again. Yep.
You can see the communication with Regalado and Salazar, the tuya, saying it's yours. Tuya, and this is really the thing that the recreational or the lower level club player sometimes doesn't get. Over communication. Sometimes I think people find it maybe a little much, but this is really what the top players do. Every ball, yours, mine, Nick, cover, help, and this team, 2 years into paddle, as you said earlier, Graham, boy, they seem to have everything figured out.
Dude, they move exceptionally well together. There he does again. One charge. Oh, great get. Oh, he's not going to reset that point. Jesus.
Wow, Ostojic just went deep into that corner, and
Oh,
I tell you what,
that's some nasty stuff. Right
that's a
there.
killer.
Love to see that again.
Haven't seen a lot of those. I tell you what, that kill overhead, they have enough side spin on it that sends him to the side screen. It's deadly. See if it gives him a little. And that's
There we
that.
have, there we have a match.
Game, set, match. Regalado, Salazar. Semifinal winners here in the Baltimore Open, 6-1, 6-2.
We'll make it to the final tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., right?
That's right. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a shift. That was a bit of a quick match. We're going to go to the other semifinal. Graham, you mentioned the score earlier. So we're going to make a transition here and come back after these messages to the other semifinal match here at the Baltimore Open.
Ready for a whole new training experience? Welcome to Volley. At Volley, we've developed the first AI training system for racket sports, providing pros with the advanced teaching tools they've been waiting for, and giving players a new way to level up their game and enhance their time on the court. Ask your pro about a volley lesson today and learn what Volley can do for you. We'll see you on the court.
So what really interested me about the trainer was the endless opportunities with it. I've gone through a couple ball machines in my career before, and this really was a technologically advanced machine that I've never seen before. Digging into it a little more in depth, I really found the opportunities to use it in my advantage. All right, ladies, just 1 minute, we'll get started. Always trying to recreate these tennis ball machines into paddle ball machines to practice, and this was the first thing on the market that really came out. We have a robust membership here, very active in the paddle community, and I think the Volley is going to kind of put us over top as a program. All right, ladies, welcome. All right, today we're going to go over our side back screens. So we've got the Volley trainer out here with us today. We'll have two on this side hitting. So the cool part about the Volley is during lessons when I'm able to use it is I really get a more in-depth connection with my clients. So when I have a lesson out on the court, I can set up the Volley to feed a screen, and I don't have to be on the other side of the court kind of yelling to them what they need to change, what they need to do while I'm hitting. I'm really using my my time with them right next to them to make those changes quicker so they can have more success in the long term. Bridget's on the net, Robin's sliding over. We are going to be beat by this cross-court lob a lot. I'm Blake Anderson, Director of Rackets at Fairmont Country Club. Try the Volley at your club and you won't regret it.
You can't buy great conversations or moments that matter, but you can invest in them. At T. Rowe Price, our strategic investing approach can help you build the future you imagine. T. Rowe Price, invest with confidence.
At first we were a little intimidated, the robot machine, but it was pretty easy, user-friendly tool to get reps in.
What's helpful with the trainer is that the ball is being, fed to us, where he can visually see it and correct us.
All right, those who are on the dots, I want you guys to see the position of the players at net. So once Val gets pushed out wide, okay, we want to see Aaron sliding over and looking to cover.
Well, I like that you could work on different shots. You can work on corner screens or you can work on the lobs, you can work on return of serve particularly. That's something I feel like we could never get enough work on, return of serve, and this is a tool that we could use to really work on that shot, which is such an important shot.
After today, it really did make me feel even more comfortable. I tried it a month ago and I really liked it, but I still felt a little intimidated. But Blake did a great job explaining it to us and also the software that comes with it, and we can adjust it to any level. So I would feel very comfortable using it. In fact, I'm definitely going to use it. I need a lot of work on my game.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Larendale Club in Ruxton, Maryland, bringing you the Baltimore Open. And a quick switch for our broadcast to the second semifinal match of the evening. And Graham, the brains of the operation, why don't you tell us who's out here?
So on the right side, as we go right to left on our dial, we've got returning right now Cameron Cohen in the blue shirt with the light blue stripe. And in the ad court, we've got Trevor Heck from Swickley, PA in the red shirt. Nearest to us, now looking at the telecast, we've got Tom Murphy in the black shorts with the black shirt and the Viking logo. He's from Indianapolis, Indiana. And then we've got Andrew Ong in the tan shorts from Chicago, Illinois. Also, I guess maybe a little bit more gray. The first set went to Murphy Ong 6-3. And they've just transitioned to the show court. And we've got now Murphy Ong 40 love in the first game.
So Andrew Ong serving. They're the 4th seed and really fortunate to be the only seed to prevail through this incredibly hot day in Ruxton, Maryland. We've had highs in the mid 80s and I think we're still in the mid to low 70s. So this is summer paddle, so to speak, and the teams that have played more than 3 matches, and there's a couple of them that have made it through all the way from the first round, are really physically having a tough time.
Well, and these guys, you know, watching these quarterfinal matches a little bit, it's definitely a little bit of a different style of paddle. A little bit more reserved, placement, patience, what I would call traditional paddle is what I was looking at earlier. So we'll see how that plays out.
Trevor Heck to serve in the red shirt, wearing a Dickinson College tennis shirt. Not sure if that's a shirt of his, but there's a lot of racket skills happening in this court. I think his partner Cameron Cohen was wearing an Oberlin tennis shirt earlier today, so this is likely to be a big display of racket skills.
Something tells me we're not going to see quite the transitions we might have seen in the first semifinal match, though.
This may be a different style. We saw some incredible athleticism in the first semifinal, and let's see. This is a match we're also going to familiarize ourselves with as much as the viewers are here. Tom Murphy and Andrew Ong, both from the Midwest. Murphy coming from Indianapolis and Ong from Chicago. So the Baltimore Open is a new event on the APTA Tour, and I tell you, there's a number of things that the Larendale Club has pulled off with local sponsors T. Rowe Price and Stiefel and MDP that's really drawn people from around the country.
Just a little bit long. Heck up 40 love, serving. Oh, what a move. Maybe I spoke too soon. Lots of athleticism there. Along with a great charge. Heck with great touch. Wow, he really just took all the pace off of that ball.
He did. That's a drop shot that in this temperature is going to be tricky to pull off, but he pulled it off. And surprisingly, Tom Murphy and Andrew Ong both made it there. They just got there at the same time.
So if you're just joining us, this is our second semifinal. The first semifinal went 6-1, 6-2 in favor of Regalado and Salazar Martin over Gregurovic and Ostojic. And here we are, 1-1 in the second set.
Well, that's some incredible cut spin Andrew Ong is displaying. But Cameron Cohen defended, and they're sort of reset the point here.
And Andrew Ong in the tan shorts, and his partner Tom Murphy in the black shorts. Tom Murphy serving now. Good cut serve to the side screen.
Tom Murphy putting quite a bit of movement on that ball. Really bringing it from the due side to the ad side.
30 love.
So this is an interesting setup. We may have a dynamic here that we saw in the first semifinal. Murphy and Ong, as the seed, got a bye in the first round, so this is their third match.
40 love.
And Cohen and Heck had to start bright and early at 9 o'clock, and they're playing their fourth match. So this is a day where fitness, hydration, and as we mentioned earlier at the beginning of the broadcast, we've seen cramping, we've seen a bit of heat stroke and some vomiting on the court in one of the quarterfinal matches. So this is a test of endurance today for sure.
Everybody looks very ready to go, though. Doesn't look anybody's doing any of the cramping now or has lost any energy. Everybody seems to be very put together, energetic, good movement.
A little bit ambitious, but that roller from Andrew Long is a tough ball to follow.
They lead the second set 2-1. Murphy Young won the first set 6-3.
So let's take another look at this. Big spin from Andrew Ong. Almost moved it back a panel and a half. Straight to the kill. That's a cutter that's almost unbeatable, but Cameron Cohen stayed there and kept it back in play.
It's great focus. Be able to stay down and get that ball.
Not sure how much the viewers can hear, but there's quite a crowd out there, both in the stands, on our sponsor deck, and under the tent. Lairndale Club's put on quite a spread of food and beverage, and this is really a festival atmosphere in Ruxton, Maryland. And I think the Baltimore community has come out in full force.
Really has. Lairndale's done such a wonderful job hosting. Sam Byram, really the lead from the Baltimore side, has just done a wonderful job promoting and talking it up. And it's just a great event to have in Baltimore. As you said earlier in the broadcast, we've probably not had a national tournament here since the mixed national member, or the mixed, what was it, the mixed husband and wife, or the mixed member, mixed, I guess it was mixed nationals, I can't remember now. But it was probably 30 years ago. It was something mixed, exactly. And it was 30 years ago. I think that was actually when Lairndale got quarterfinal.
Tom Murphy moving up to predict the movement of that cutter, and
great move.
Just an incredible anticipation of this transition. This was something the first semifinals was on display. I think the first few games had 3 or 4, even 5 transitions in one point. So let's see the reset here, and Cohen and Heck try and take a turn of their own to push the ball through the center.
Definitely some spin in this match, but not quite as much as we saw in the first semis.
You know, we're sort of still at the beginning of the second set, but it's almost as if both teams are still feeling out themselves, getting their footing and trying to figure out how to sort of make a move. The team of Cohen and Heck are sort of in a position where they're gonna be pressured in the next few games. And Ong and Murphy seem to be in no rush.
No rush at all. I do think I would call this a more conventional paddle match than maybe the first one.
Yep.
Great hands.
Tom Murphy just sort of stayed home, put the ball in the open court.
A lot more probing, a lot more flat shots. Certainly not as much Western, although Andrew Long certainly has got some spin. A little confusion as to whose volley that was.
Yep, we have Cameron Cohen serving from Pittsburgh, PA. I think that's what I was looking on the screen. There was a little bit of communication. Was he going to poach? But his partner Trevor Heck was sort of in position. So 15-30. Murphy and Ong have another advantage here.
Switching the backcourt.
You know, you don't see that a lot, but when a team certainly has comfort on one side versus the other, they'll throw up the lob and they won't be shy to just sort of switch sides of the court midpoint. Double switch.
As I said, very patient. Great anticipation by Tom Murphy on that, knowing that maybe he had not hit the best overhead he could hit, and jammed right into the net. Great volley.
There's a little bit of a different style here. You notice Tom Murphy's taking a few more balls down the center than you would see traditionally. Andrew Wrong with that forehand down the middle should really be taking 60-65% of the court, but Tom Murphy's sort of laying back around the service line, which is not the traditional sort of front-back style that we've seen a lot from the top teams.
I'm wondering if that's part of their strategy, in the sense that they might want to get the ball over to Cameron Cohen a little bit more and away from Trevor Heck.
Feels like a big point. Heck and Cohen are looking for their spots, and that forehand from Cameron Cohen was the one he wanted, but Murphy and Ong are just staying settled at the net, taking their time. And there's the kill.
That's a deadly one.
Andrew Wrong with a slash kill shot. That's one we're going to take a look at some point. This has been the shot of the day. The drop shot's not the play, but that underhand cut, if you can move it back in sideways, game over. Great execution by Andrew Wong. Boy, Tom Murphy took 3 steps before that ball even went that direction.
Yeah, but it's like the last match, you know, you're hearing footsteps. It certainly changes you when you're in the mid-stroke. Gets you thinking, you'd rather not be doing it.
Love 15.
Interesting, you know, where you see Ong and Murphy are playing. They're just kind of settled in right around the service line. If they don't like the overhead they hit, they'll jump into the net. But they're really hitting good overheads. That, you see it there, Tom jumping in thinking there might be a forehand coming. But they really feel very confident in the overheads they're hitting, keeping it away from any real danger, and it gives them a lot of abilities back there at the service line to move the ball around.
15 all, Andrew Wrong serving. And I think we have 3 different paddle companies in full display here with Tom Murphy decked out in his Viking gear, but that white paddle Andrew Ong's playing, I think I've seen about 9 of them today. It seems to be not only well represented in the players in this tournament, but you can see the big Xenon banner behind the court. A lot of presence from that company, and that white paddle seems to be the paddle of the day.
You know, I was talking about it yesterday when I was doing the women's quarterfinals. You know, I grew up playing with the Marcraft, the wooden one with no grid on it at all. Can't imagine how long that company's been out of business.
Well, you're a strong man to admit it.
Hit. Sorry.
That's a rare mistake we've seen from Ong on the cutter.
Hit that. Out you, yeah.
This would be a big point for Cohen and Heck to get back to deuce. Really don't want to go down 4-1.
That is your 4th match of the day. I think economy of motion you mentioned in the first semifinal, Graham, but this is a battle of wills and a battle of endurance. So in your 4th match, having to fight through a big comeback seems to be. Andrew Ong may have played a wide ball there.
And really moving their overheads all over the place. Not afraid to really hit it anywhere.
Smart shot by Trevor Hackey. Sort of started pushing them back with the overheads and then mixed it up with the knees again, but Andrew Ong was sort of waiting for it that time.
That's smart. Bring him into the net, push him back, bring him in, push him back. You're looking for, if you're Cohen and Hack, you need Murphy and Ong to make some mistakes. If you're going to play this long game, you need your opponents to make some mistakes. And Murphy and Ong don't look like they want to make many mistakes.
Well, they're in the driver's seat, and I think their patience at the net is sort of the strategic intent. Just keep Cohen and Heck thinking and make them play offense. This is sometimes not a game where offense wins. It's a battle fighting off mistakes. So this is a clear strategy where Murphy and Ong are just going to take their time, mix it up.
Well, and I think they're also waiting for that short lob that gives Ong the ability to hit that cutter. That's certainly the shot that, well, other than that, it always seems to be when you say it, but you know, the Ong is really the only winner on the court that we've seen so far, is that Ong or cut.
Yeah, it's amazing. And if I'm not mistaken, he changed his grip a few times thinking about that forehand volley, and I have to think it was his 3rd or 4th option that he went away from. But this is a shot we've seen a couple times, and it's certainly one he has in his bag.
Murphy with great defense. Just live to hit it again. No one on this court seems to be in a real rush, do they?
Yeah, the net team's got all the options, and as long as they don't give that baseline team a chance at an up and down and to move in, and they keep the ball low or keep it off a couple screens, this is typically where the net team can be in the driver's seat. But Andrew Ong tried to sneak a ground stroke in there.
No, I think that's such a good observation. It really is so much for the net team right now, in control of the match.
The cutter by Cameron Cohen. I think Ong was 3 steps in front of it, trying to predict how much that would come back towards the net.
Had he not overrun it, I think he might have ended the point in his own cutter. But willing to play paddle as long as it takes, it seems like.
Well, it's a huge point, right? Deuce down 1-3. Cohen and Heck have to find the will to stay in this match.
And they really, you know, they need Long and Murphy to make a mistake.
There it is.
There you go. I mean, that was what, a minute and a half, 2 minute point?
Yep.
No one wanted to make a mistake, and then they got one right at the top of the net, though.
I was tired watching that one.
And it wasn't a bad mistake. It was just right at the top of the net. It was a good idea.
Yep. All right, break point. Cohen and Heck. Trevor Heck in the red shirt. Dickinson called tennis, it says.
Move. Tom Murphy all over the net. Right, let's see. Test your theory now. They've got control of the net. Good deep lobs. A little bit of a neutralizing on Ong's big spins. Oh, there you go. That's that short one. Worked out.
Good communication. That's a lob that's just going to sail in this heat, but
it's a good eye.
Yeah, back at deuce.
I mean, there haven't been many long lobs. It's tough to back off those. Switching, they really went on, hitting most of the overheads.
So traditionally, you would see, well, Tom Murphy moved up there. You would see Tom hang a little close to the net. On
Dropped his racket. Still on the.
Advantage Murphy on.
Yeah, they're playing through a bit of a distraction, but that was a kill in the corner that might have been unreturnable. Game point for Murphy and Ong. Let's see who gets in a rush to try and finish this point.
Going with some probers. They can kind of make a great volley. Trying to get them to make a volley mistake, but they can't.
Wow, Tom Murphy.
Tom Murphy all over.
Great hands.
Great hands.
Big smile from Andrew Ong. I think they're feeling good up a set in 4-1, but
They lead the second set 4-1.
It's a big hold.
Yep.
Murphy on won the first set.
Let's take a look back here. One of the shots we've been seeing today is the big cut. Andrew Ong's been one of the players that, and it's just perfect execution. Let the ball drop a little bit below the height of the net and came right across his body. Unreturnable.
Well, even if he'd gotten it, he would have hit right into the net himself.
Yep.
There's just no way.
Andrew Ong from Chicago, Illinois.
Our friend Tim Polk would be smiling right now looking at that one.
Yeah, that's an impressive shot. I wish I had that one in my bag, and unfortunately, it's a pleasure to watch.
You.
It's a rare mistake off a forehand drive. Interesting return from Long. He stepped in just to lob it. And to your point, it looks like they feel very confident. They don't put all the pressure on Heck and Cohen and just keep on playing good, consistent paddle. That's what's gotten them here this far. There it is again.
Cameron Cohen sort of seeing it coming, but
Tom Murphy with a great cutoff. Thought he had his own little drop shot. How did that not hit him in the body or the racket? He went down like a hockey goalie. just a little bit too close to the net to be able to hit that shot.
Yep.
Thought it was going to come off a little bit better. Not sure if he had any other option other than what he did, but that's a tough one to execute on. 15s.
Yeah. I got you. 15-30.
Just that little prober below the net. Got to add your own pace to that volley. Not so easy. You know, in watching the ladies' quarterfinal match that I was commenting on, you know, I really felt that O'Sullivan and Alexandre did such a great job of making their opponents add pace. And, you know, when you're adding pace, it's just not so easy, particularly in this heat.
Absolutely.
And you know, I think we're seeing a lot of that here, too. You can hit the shot that makes your opponent have to add pace to the ball. I think you're in a better spot.
The women's event finished this morning with the finals at 9 a.m. Charlotte Sikora, Allison Morgan, the champions. I tell you, the turnout for the women's tournament was more than impressive. And
well, the paddle was just fantastic.
The level of the paddle against that team is just amazing.
All four of those ladies are just fantastic players.
Hanish and Zabori fell in a really tight, entertaining match with a crowd of a few hundred people.
Yeah, it was really exciting.
Just missed.
The footsteps again. Ong making the move in. You know, part of that is just the distraction of him coming in his own. Forces the mistake.
Yeah, break point. This is going to be a tough one here.
Murphy and Ong have just done a great job of just putting constant pressure. Haven't made many mistakes at all. Hearing footsteps, good probing, good volleys. They've just put a lot of pressure on Heck and Cohen, constantly, consistently.
I'm here.
And I think we were talking earlier. I mean, this is certainly a must hole.
There's the break.
There's the break. Well, of course I said that right when I did.
It's Graham. It's amazing the different paddle in match 1 versus match 2 versus now match 4 for Cohen and Heck. I feel for these guys. This is an athleticism display, but really it's a battle of wills. We've seen some dehydration issues today, and Heck and Cohen beat a great team with Art Duncan Miller from one of the clubs here at Green Spring Valley Hunt Club in Baltimore in what was a pretty decisive match, and I tell you, they look like their legs are a little bit wobbly at the moment.
They do. You know, it's as you pointed out, you know, 3 matches versus 4, and particularly in this heat, that's a big deal. And it very well might be just taking its toll.
30-15.
And Murphy and Ong will in the driver's seat. That was a great shot by Heck. Hadn't seen a whole lot of that today so far, but that was a really good backhand, stepping into it, came down.
30-40.
Funny game, changes quickly. See, they switched again to they got Ong hitting the overheads. It's constant pressure. Starts heading up with those
He just has
long.
so many opportunities to move the ball from the side to the back screen, back to the side. He's really shown a level of spin that has simply confused Cohen and Heck. And here we are.
Got match point.
Yep, match point.
Haven't switched yet. Got Murphy hitting the overheads.
Just missed.
Just missed. Okay. I thought that was some pretty good spin
It was
from
great
from
spin.
Murphy.
And you could see he probably hit that a little bit below the level of his shoulder. And you know, a day like today, the higher you hit the ball, the more trouble you're going to get into. And Murphy let that ball come down shoulder height and kept it low. He just missed it a little bit wide.
Great play by Cohen.
Yeah. Let's see. We
Taking
have
the
a
net.
break point here.
Another break point. Served by Murphy. Side screen doesn't come out. Heck was threatening to charge, it looked like. Murphy certainly is a great volleyer, particularly below his knees.
Oh, wanted the backhand roller, and Lonnie Murphy just staying home. There it is again.
Oh, we got it.
Yep.
What a great get.
Cameron Cohen.
On a little bit of a sitting duck.
Cohen behind him. What a shot.
Great play.
Cameron Cohen maybe showed
That
us one of the best points of the match.
That was a big point. I mean, they really needed this one.
So the defense on the cutter, and they're right behind Ong, sort of had him back-footed a little bit. So we talked a little bit, Graham, about the endurance. I've played a few APTA paddle tournaments in my life, not a lot, but the difference between playing a league match, playing a few times a week, and playing 4 matches on an 85-degree day is night and day. And there's so many new opportunities that the APTA has put on in the last 3 years with PTI level events. You mentioned a mixed nationals, there's age level events, and of course the big national championship this year.
Team level, which we went up to, that was a lot of fun too. We went up there into Jersey.
Yeah, the team event, which I'm hoping a Baltimore team finds a spot for me this year. Everyone I've talked to just talks about not only the camaraderie, the great paddle, and really a different atmosphere. In Baltimore, I know in the last few years we've put together teams that represent 3 or 4 clubs, and it's a different time to sort of play with your adversaries that we face off against every week, and have a different level of competition. So that's something we both maybe will look forward to playing this year.
Very much so. I went up 2 years ago to Jersey, Fiddler's Elbow, and it was just a wonderful event. So much fun seeing all different kinds of paddle from all over the country. David Broderick, I think, was the one who ran it. Did a great job.
The main national APTA this year is going to be at the Country Club in Brookline, Mass., which hosted the U.S. Open golf tournament last year. So this is another big event for the Country Club, but from the paddle community's perspective, that's really our premier event, and one that I would love to be a spectator at, since really not the level to be a competitor at. But that's where our best talent's really going to showcase their skills at the end of the season.
Just looking here, we've got, the tour has got 16 total tournaments for the year, all of which are going to be live streamed. And of those 16, there's the 4 Grand Prix. We've got the Chicago Charities November 4th and 6th, the Philly Cricket Classic November 17th and 19th, the Detroit Invitational January 27th and 29th, and then the last Grand Prix at the Short Hills Club February 10th and 11th, with the Nationals just adding on to being March 8th through the 10th, again at Brookline.
This may be one of the longer points of the match, and down a set in 5-2, Cohen and Heck. They're still in it. They're not going for shots. They're just sort of taking their time, and
Yeah, they're still playing their strategy. They're not rushing. Again, I don't think anybody on this court's really rushing.
This is one of those points where we typically look at each other afterwards and say, it must be 30-all or 15-30, and you realize it's the first point of the game. This is
true.
This is our longest point of the match. I'm going to say it definitively. Oh, what a shot. Andrew Ong just flipped that
just
backhand.
ended it, though, with that wonderful backhand. That was a great shot. Down below his knees. I'm not sure that Cohen saw that coming. You know, one of the things that's interesting is, you know, Murphy and Ong are really moving back and forth, right? They're hitting most of their overheads right around the service line, but they'll step in when they anticipate a drive. Heck and Cohen really have a tendency to volley further back off the net and stay more kind of in one position. Don't move forward back as much. Close the net.
Cameron Cohen's really showing a little higher level of variety, I think, in this last game. He seems a little more patient. He's throwing in the roller and the cutter, and
and it seems like Heck's giving a little bit more of the overheads too. We've got a transition.
you can hear that communication between Ong and Murphy, making sure. Seems like they're taking some different roles while they're at the net, but they're really making sure mine, yours, hit, leave is.
Very close by Ong. Yeah, they are, and you know they're not. One person's not hitting all the shots. And that communication is really key when you're doing it that way.
Yep. All. Cameron Cohen from Pittsburgh, PA, serving in the blue shirt with a stripe.
It's a nice touch.
30-15.
We're seeing a little bit of that softer serve now. We talked about earlier.
The underhand serve has so many different variations, and I think the serve I've seen a few times today, which Cameron Cohen is showing us, is that push, right? Let that toss drop, really shoulder height, keep the ball low, and follow into the net. With the volleying capabilities of these teams, they don't feel too much pressure to withstand the big return, but Cameron Cohen's got a good one.
Well, and I think too, you know, when he's able to hit it right before he steps in the court, he's really got an advantage in getting to the net versus the pure underhand. That's a little bit extra step to get into the net, but when you do that kind of punch low right at the shoulder height and you're hitting it right before that foot lands, you can just get into the net faster.
Yep.
Well, that was as my father used to call him, a flag. Hit it out ball.
A seamer Great.
Great pickup by Ong. Oh,
And the
and we
bell.
were talking about that. Murphy's right there with the, knew exactly where the bell. Great position. With a good move. And wisely backed off the second one. He's going again. Heck did not get, he did not get phased at all. Well done.
You know, the club player, maybe a little bit lower down the league table, so to speak, always wants to finish that point.
Always, that's
And
so true.
Oh, that's a tough miss. Great point. But this level of play, they are very quick to let that ball go through. They have a partner, they have wheels, and probably one of the biggest things a lower level player can learn. You don't always have to finish that point. 30 all.
Hits it through on a very well placed drive. I believe that was in, wasn't it?
It was out, but it hit him.
Oh, it hit him. Okay.
I think as he turned, it may have just glanced him.
Just clicked him. Okay.
That was the softest body blow I think we've seen of the day, but Tom Murphy just couldn't get out of the way.
All right.
Game
There
point.
you go. Oh, heck. This would be a big hold. 5-3 is certainly much different than 5-2.
Help.
Nice scrape off the screen by Cameron Cohen.
Nice move.
And there it is.
There it is. That's a great hold. And that's footsteps again.
As they say, not over yet.
Over. My father used to say it's not over till the fat lady sings.
Well, here we go with an instant replay. I tell you, there's been some highlight reel points, and Tom Murphy goes back. Cameron Cohen just moves forward, closes the point. A little too much range wrong.
And just a call out to our video team here. Just doing a great job with the replays and the whole setup.
I tell you what, this is my first experience doing the commentary, and my paddle and this technology is quite impressive.
It really is. It's great, and it's mine as well. I had a great time doing it. Just a wonderful setup.
This is my guilty pleasure on a Sunday morning after playing early morning paddle. I tell you what, the broadcast the APTA and my paddle have been doing, I think the viewership's just going up, and
Yeah, it's really such a great thing the APTA started doing years ago, and it's just helping grow the game. And you get to see paddle that, frankly, we just don't get to see very often in Baltimore. As you said, this is our first national tournament in quite a long time, so the live stream becomes a guilty pleasure.
wow. Where has that been? That was the smoothest backhand of the day. Cameron Cohen just sort of turned and hit a 75% backhand into the corner that just sort of within himself.
And I don't think we've seen that backhand at all, at least not in the set that we've been watching. They're not switching, so
Heck and Cohen, let's see if they can get a little momentum here. They're certainly in check, but they're not in checkmate. This is a set they can turn around, but down 15 love, they're not going to get too many chances. Oh.
That's a great pickup off the net.
Slowly up and down, and Andrew Wong, boy did he want it.
Very comfortable letting Heck get all the overheads when he's in position to do so, and switching it up and letting Cohen when he's on that side. Trying to create footsteps, but they're not falling for it.
Cameron Cohen, he's hitting that down up, but he's hitting it to the guy who's back. Oh, what a shot.
That was a great shot. Wonderful patience.
They didn't see it coming.
Nope. No, Andrew Ong was moving all over the court, trying different things, waiting for the right opportunity, and just took a great shot. They didn't see it
His
coming.
racket skills are about as good as we've seen today. That's the element of surprise.
30-15.
All right, big point.
Tom Murphy with a weird hair on the overhead. Just looked like he caught it on the paddle wrong. I'm not sure. Maybe he caught it in the lights. That was the backhand again. Just caught the top of the net.
40-30.
Come on, Andrew. Let's go.
I think we found ourselves a match point. I like Tom Murphy's little roller. It's a little unorthodox. He sort of comes around his shoulder with the swing, but it is effective.
It is. I love how he closes the net. He's moving forward and backwards the whole time. And he's never caught by surprise on the drive. Overcut that one.
But he took his medicine, right? He moved back. He let the screen help him get back in the point.
Just go with the waterfall again. Good talk over Cohen, Heck.
Yep.
Here, Cohen. You.
Out. Here. Out. Bounce. Out.
That's a great eye. Didn't look out to me until it landed. That is a great eye.
Not sure I let that go on match point, but you're right.
Exactly right.
All right, back to deuce.
Come on.
A serve fall.
Advantage, Cohen.
All right.
Wow. This could be a huge break.
Not over yet, as they say. Break point. Trevor Heck in the red shirt.
I mean, talk about momentum. You could be down 5-1 and now 4-5. That's a big momentum shift. No, but here we are back to deuce.
At this point in the match, the player sees every ball they hit is in, so there's a little discussion, but I think it was the right call by the players, and the umpire certainly stood up for the right call there.
Oh, that's a good shot by Tom Murphy.
Deep in the green, I think we would say don't hit that shot, but he caught Cameron Cohen off the net.
Well, it was, you know what, he shifted over, he got it right in the forehand spot, and it was right above his waist. It's exactly where he wanted it, even though he was in the green. It was that he'd set that up perfectly to get what he wanted. Here we are again at match point.
Trevor Heck taking his time walking into the net, which is...
Oh, no miscommunication there.
Yep. All right, back to deuce.
Back to deuce.
All right, big smiles, but it's also a big point here. 5-3 deuce, Murphy and Ong. See if they can close this match out.
Oh, great hands by Tom Murphy again, below the knees. I would like to see Cohen hit a little bit more varied overheads. He's doing a lot of the jumping up, coming down on it. And it's working for the most part, but when it doesn't work, it's creating a lot of problems. I'd like to see him take that a little bit lower. It doesn't even have to be a roller. It can still be a push. Heck with a good idea. Was just going to hit a little touch shot in there and just missed it.
Yeah, he's got the hands. I think his legs let him down on that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Match point. See the movement of the ball. Murphy and Ong have really done a good job, not only showing great spin and cut, but mixing it up. Direction, flat, spin, push, up and down.
And just really keeping themselves out of trouble.
Wow.
Oh,
Trevor
what a
Heck
get.
playing with fire.
Fire, right. He survived. Oh, what it was a great backhand. Tom Murphy with another just fantastic volley below his knees, hit the top of the net, and there we have a match. That was fun to watch.
That was fun. I think here we're going to see the replay of that last point, and boy, a tough way. You could see Trevor Heck. He was trying everything he could to mix it up, and Tom Murphy, sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
He will be joining.
What a way to end it.
Joining the 9 a.m. broadcast tomorrow morning as they face a very tough team of Alvi Regalado and Jose Salazar Martin. 9 a.m. We're going to be back with my paddle for the APTA Tour from the Baltimore Open. So, Graham, thank you for your time today, and
thanks, buddy.
look forward
that was
to the
fun.
next one.
Well done.